reading from Ezekiel chapter 34, which, pause right there. Ezekiel? We're going to read out of Ezekiel? Who does that? When was the last time you did that? I haven't. This is actually a first for me in quite a long time. Anyways, a reading from Ezekiel chapter 34, verse 11. For this is what the sovereign Lord says, I myself will personally search for my sheep and look after them. As a shepherd looks after his scattered flock when he is with them, so will I look after my sheep. I will rescue them from all the places where they were scattered on a day of clouds and darkness. I will bring them out from the nations and gather them from the countries, and I will bring them into their own land. I will pasture them on the mountains of Israel, in the ravines and in the settlements in the land. I will tend them in a good pasture. And the mountain heights of Israel will be their grazing land. There they will lie down in good grazing land, and there they will feed in rich pasture on the mountains of Israel. I myself will tend my sheep and have them lie down, declares the sovereign Lord. I will search for the lost and bring back the strays. I will bind up the injured and strengthen the weak. But the sleek and the strong I will destroy. Ouch. And I will shepherd the flock with justice. Now, these are old words from a Jewish prophet named Ezekiel. And the word prophet always makes me feel uncomfortable. And so another way of saying prophet is like a very influential spiritual person who always speaks truth no matter what it costs them. That's who Ezekiel was. And Ezekiel had a message for the people of Israel, which, who are they? They are the people who God was always talking about liberating and rescuing and helping, but through their own decisions continued to reject God's help. They would always take their own way or follow other religious spiritual paths that were just simply destructive and were part of what we would say is dangerous about religions. They would participate in all of that. But God, he would never give up on them. He would never stop pursuing them. And even Ezekiel, who is full of really harsh, mean, very visceral wording in his book, even he can't help but bring this message about a God who searches for the strays, the lost, those who wander. I know that some of us don't feel lost. We feel fine. Some of us are just good. And as a matter of fact, we are ready to be Christmas strong, aren't we? It's the end of the year and we're ready to celebrate. And never have we more needed Christmas right now, right? We need that wonderful warmness and that sense of belonging and love and generosity that we all have come to rely upon. But I think we need to be honest that if Christmas is going to be in your own strength, if you're going to have to make Christmas awesome this year because of what you cook and how you decorate and all the work you're going to put into it, all the presents and money you're going to spend, if it's going to be all on you, I think you and I are going to be found exhausted. And even though we don't think we're lost, we're going to end up in a month feeling lost. And I think for some of us, we know we're lost. We are what Jesus would call poor in spirit. We are poor or bankrupt spiritually. And I think we just need to hear these words again, no matter who we are and where we think we are in our lostness. I think we need to remember that the birth of Jesus is the announcement that there is a good shepherd, a shepherd who wants to guide us, to lead us, to take us in. And if we stray, if we go wandering, he will leave the sheep that are fine and healthy to go find the one. And you and I are sometimes that one. You and I actually might be the one. And what makes us the one more than anything is our inability to realize we are the one sheep that keeps going off and wandering. And I think we just need to remember that this Christmas is an opportunity, not just to celebrate strong and be awesome, although we need that now more than ever. And eggnog has never tasted so good right now, right? But we're going to need more than cheer. We're going to need more than lights. We're going to need more than wonderful presents. And we're going to need more than all that we've done in the past. We're going to need some God in our life. And I don't know how that makes you feel to hear that. And maybe it's been a while since you've connected with a church or religion or spirituality, or maybe you do that all the time and you always read the Bible and you're like Mother Teresa, I don't know where you are, but this year is going to have to be different for us. We're going to have to rely on a presence, a power higher, stronger, and better than we can be. A good shepherd. We need a shepherd, right? More than therapy, although, boy, we need that too. And more than money in our bank account, but we also need that too. And more than things going perfectly as planned this holiday season, we need a shepherd. And so I want to read to you Psalm 23 as we end this, but I want to read it to you in such a way that I reword it so that you hear it as it should be heard, straight to you and about you. The Lord is your shepherd, and you lack nothing. He makes you lie down in green pastures. He leads you beside quiet waters. I would insert, if you let him. And he restores, refreshes your soul. He will guide you along the right path for his name's sake. And even though you walk through the darkest valley, you don't have to fear any evil, because he is with you. His rod and staff can comfort you. He prepares a table before you in the presence of your enemies, in the midst of your problems, in the midst of your issues, struggles, the things you're facing. God will set the table for you. He will anoint your head with oil, and your cup overflows. Surely the goodness and the love of God will follow you every day of your life, and you will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.